December 1979. In the dead of night, thousands of Soviet troops crossed the Amu Darya River, storming into Afghanistan. But why? What triggered this massive invasion? Was it about power, fear, or something far more complex? To understand the invasion, we have to go back, before the tanks, before the war, to a time when Afghanistan was caught in the crossfire of global superpowers. The world was locked in the Cold War, two giants, the United States and the Soviet Union. Both were not just fighting for weapons superiority, they were fighting for global influence. And in this game of ideological chess, Afghanistan became a crucial square. In 1973, Afghanistan's monarchy fell. By 1978, the Communist People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan, known as the PPA, seized power through a bloody coup called the Sour Revolution. Backed by the Soviets, they promised equality and modernization. But the reforms were radical, rushed, and deeply unpopular, especially in a traditional Islamic society. Resistance spread like wildfire. Tribal leaders, religious scholars, and rural populations rose against the new regime. A civil war was brewing. The PPA was losing control and turning to Moscow for help. Inside the Kremlin, a fierce debate was underway. Some Soviet leaders warned Afghanistan could become a second Vietnam. But others, like Leonid Brezhnev, feared the fall of communism so close to the USSR's border. What if the US stepped in? What if Islamic fundamentalism spread to Soviet republics like Uzbekistan and Tajikistan? Meanwhile, whispers of CIA activity in Afghanistan reached Soviet ears. The US had already supported coups in Iran and Chile. What if Afghanistan was next? To the Soviets, inaction seemed riskier than war. On December 24, 1979, Operation Storm 333 was launched. Soviet special forces assassinated Afghan President Hafizullah Amin, suspected of being a CIA asset, and installed their own loyalist, Babrak Karmal. Studio microphone: the Soviet Union claimed it was invited to restore order. But to the world, it looked like a brutal occupation. The invasion backfired. The Afghan resistance, now known as the Mujahideen, fought fiercely. Armed and funded by the US, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia, they turned the war into a quagmire. Over the next 10 years, more than 15,000 Soviet soldiers and 1 million Afghans would die. The war drained Soviet resources, morale, and international reputation. In 1989, Soviet troops finally withdrew. 2 years later, the Soviet Union collapsed. Studio microphone: many historians believe the Afghan War was the first crack in the Iron Curtain. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan wasn't just about borders or ideology. It was a fatal mix of fear, pride, and miscalculation. And in the end, it helped bring down one of the most powerful empires the world had ever seen. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more untold chapters of history.